Taxis in Bangkok are plentiful, very inexpensive and typically very clean. Flag falls 35 baht. You can tell a vacant taxi by the light in the window. Make sure that the meter's running and don't get into a taxi where they're going to force you a fixed price negotiated up front. It'll typically be 300 to 500% more expensive than the same trip just using the meter. And they force you into that situation, typically near tourist locations. Make sure that you've got destination written in Thai. Not all drivers speak English. Tuk-tuk is an open three-wheel vehicle you would have seen before in movies. Very convenient for weaving in and out of traffic when it's problematic in Bangkok, and very popular with tourists. You're also going to notice guys on motorbikes with these orange and red and purple jackets. And in fact, a very common way of getting around Bangkok for locals is actually to get one of these motorbikes. I must confess, I haven't rushed to go and use one. It makes me a bit nervous not having a helmet. But if you're in a hurry and you're used to motorbikes, then go for it. Bangkok also has a comprehensive bus network servicing those areas not covered by the underground system or the above-ground SkyTrain. They range from the most basic buses through to more luxurious air-conditioned vehicles. Bangkok also has quite a comprehensive above-ground railway called the BTS, the SkyTrain, as well as an underground metro system which covers different parts of Bangkok. Very easy to navigate. There's a number of stations which are interchanges between the SkyTrain and the underground. When you look at the stations, they're very clean, very modern. Most of them actually require use of coins, which is quite frustrating, and if you haven't got coins you'll often end up having to queue up. And on the weekends, when it's madness in the shopping areas, it can be quite painful. You just select the amount based on the indicator board, based on the distance you're going or the stop you want to get off, and just put the exact change in. And it'll then spit out a ticket. If you don't have coins, you have to queue up at one of these stalls. And as I said, if you get on at Siam or some of the other areas which may interchange in busy shopping areas on the weekend, it is just horrendous how crowded it is, and you could have to wait for a while for an actual ticket to actually get on. If you're living here, then you're better off getting what's called a rabbit card, which is a stored value card, and can you just recharge it? And ideally, you would tend to recharge when you can when it's off peak. Most of this footage was shot on a public holiday, so you'll notice that the station itself is pretty empty, and the trains are relatively comfortable in terms of how crowded they are. One of the places you will go on the weekend or while you're actually visiting Bangkok is to catch a ferry and explore the river network. This is coming out of the Taksim train stop. The Taksim Bridge is basically where the main central stop is for all the ferries. You'll definitely want to come here some point during your holiday. The ferries provide another perspective on Bangkok, allows you to get access easily to some of the main tourist locations, some of the temples and the palace. Also access to Asiatic, which is one of the interesting shopping precincts and tourist locations. And in fact, the ferry trip on the rest of this video actually is a trip to Asiatic, which has got some interesting shopping opportunities, clothing, homewares, great eating, some good bars and restaurants, and just gives you a different perspective of life around Bangkok. And the river is an important gateway. It's another form of public transport like any of the others, and is utilised by locals as well as tourists to get access to different parts of the city. hope you've enjoyed this video and got something out of it. It was my first attempt at actually videoing and editing anything, and was quite fun to do. I'm going to be living in Bangkok for a few years, so I intend to do a few more videos.